People have asked me, why Herbalife? And I want to give you just a little list of why Herbalife has become such a remarkable company in the last 15 years. A couple of years in the planning, putting the products together. When I first met Mark, Dick Marconi and those others who helped Mark put this product together, now stretches back about 17 years. Why in the last 17 years has Herbalife reached this incredible place, head and shoulders above the rest in the industry? One of the most remarkable business stories of the 20th century. How did we get here? And I want to give you the list. Here's number one, leadership. Unless somebody steps out front, I'm telling you, nothing's going to happen. You can have the finest products, you can have the finest marketing, you can produce the finest literature, but unless somebody leads the way, the products will gather dust on the shelf. And the marketing plan will be a lifeless set of numbers locked away in some closet. But when somebody takes up the products, takes up the marketing numbers and the idea, and steps out front and leads the way, that's what makes something like this finally happen. And I couldn't be more proud of anyone in my life than I am of Mark Hughes, leader of Herbalife. What an incredible job he's done. From the background he came from, no college education, no university education, 9th grade dropout, right? His mother and the tragedy she had. The judge had to decide who he was to live with when he was a little kid. Never met his father until he was 20. And in spite of all of that, found a dream, put it together, and step by step made it work. That's the first prerequisite for something that finally happens like this after 17 years, and that's leadership. Somebody willing to step out front, not only to take advantage of the opportunity, but to take on the responsibility. And Mark has done it now, the last 17 years, with more dignity than any other executive I know around the world. He did it with more courage than anybody else I know. I don't know everybody, but the ones I do know, top executives around the world, nobody's had more courage, nobody's had more dignity, nobody's learned more skills, been more powerful as a leader than Mark Hughes. That's number one. Then, of course, Mark couldn't do it by himself. Not too long ago, Mark realized that in order to go country by country around the rest of the world, he was going to have some help. And he called on the president's team. And he said, I want you to leave your family once in a while, make arrangements in your country to have everything done so you can go visit another country. And the last 2.5 years has seen the most remarkable explosion of people dedicated to an idea as the president's team have crisscrossed the world, leaving their organization, leaving their families for a while, picking up an airline ticket, and someone from Australia heads to Italy, and someone from Italy heads to North America. Someone from Spain goes to South America. It has been the most incredible response to a call that I've ever seen in all of my business history the last 40 years. And my hat's off to those who lended a hand to Mark Hughes, called the President's Team. I'm proud of you. What a job you've done. I'm telling you, some books are going to be written. One about the dream and the vision of Mark Hughes, but also those that picked up the challenge, like the President's Team sitting out here in front of me on this incredible morning. I'm proud of you. Some of you have become my dearest friends. You've become part of my family. This has been the most extraordinary thing that's ever happened to me. I come from a very small family, like one. I mean, I'm it. I'm the prettiest and I'm the ugliest. I'm the youngest and I'm the oldest. I'm the best and I'm the worst. So, an only child. But when I came, About 9 years ago, when Mark invited me to come on board, I asked the Herbalife distributors back then if they would please adopt me, since I was an only child, didn't have any brothers, and didn't have any sisters. And guess what they did? They said, "We will become your brothers and your sisters. Welcome to the Herbalife family." What an exciting day that was for me. So number one, to build a company like this, it takes leadership. Here's number two, the products. What a display we've had here of the history of health and nutrition and these incredible products that have spun out these incredible testimonials the last 15 years. Now millions of people have used these products. And now comes along the best of the best, Dermagetics. Now the finest. Mark said, won't settle for anything but the best. And the testimonials now are going to start to flow from Dermagetics. But what a history it's been. 15 years of quality, second to none. Nothing but the finest. And of course, the best proof of the value of the products is the testimonials. For every testimonial we hear, remember there's thousands that we don't hear. For every testimonial that reaches our ears, there's thousands more that never get to us. There's thousands more testimonials that never appear in an Herbalife journal. So when you hear a testimonial, try to have the vision of all the thousands and tens of thousands of testimonials that are out there working, that are out there doing the job, making Herbalife what it is today, whether it reaches the journal or whether it reaches you or not. Number two is products. Number three, the marketing. I've been around business now for the last 35, 40 years in a very intensive way, and I've never seen a company more generous than Herbalife. I'm telling you, there's been nothing like it. And the climax of Herbalife's generosity is going to be displayed on this platform this evening when the millions will be passed out to those that deserve it by taking Herbalife around the world. I can't wait for the ultimate display of Herbalife's generosity tonight, right here on this stage. It's going to be incredible. And when somebody asks you, how does Herbalife pay? I'm sure after tonight you're going to say, you should have been in Atlanta, Georgia, January 1995, when the climax of Herbalife's marketing was displayed by those who got the most extraordinary bonuses any company in the world pays. I'm glad I'm here to watch it all. And I want you to soak it up. Take it back with you, the stories. Try to get to meet some of the people who are going to be honored on this stage this evening. It's going to be incredible. Now, here's the fourth reason why Herbalife is so successful. Over these last 15, 16 years, Mark Hughes knew that he could not do the job by himself. Mark knew that he could take the product to his grandmother, but he couldn't take it to everybody's grandmother. He knew that he could take the product to his family, but not everybody's family. So Mark said, I need some help. Rather than advertise in the newspaper and television, radio, I'm going to give that money to some people who will help me. And so Mark put together this incredible marketing system and invited people to join. And I did come in when Herbalife was just a few months old to that first big meeting they had and watched Jerry Shatanovich, watched Doug Stuntz and those others as they responded to the call that Mark gave them and said, help me with this dream and I will reward you. Promises were made in those early days. Mark promised Jerry and Doug that if they would stick around him, he would teach them everything he knew and would help them every way he possibly could. They promised Mark that if Mark took his time and taught them, inspired them, and gave them his attention, that they would be dedicated and they would follow and that they would go do their best. And here's what's exciting about those promises that were made 15 years ago. Those promises still are working today in 1995. And now Mark is still making the promise to you, the promise to me, that he will continue to grow. He'll continue to learn. He'll continue to pass along to all of us his most valuable experience. And he will walk with us each step of the way. And all of you that have arrived at this extravaganza today is proof that you have also promised to Mark that you will study, you will learn, you will grow, and you will help him take this product out and touch the lives of millions of people after you walk out of this Atlanta dome. And I want to be around for a lot of years to come to watch that promise come true as we march back to our countries, back to our villages, back to our cities, and walk the streets again, make the calls again, conduct the meetings again, touch the people again. It's going to be extraordinary now what's going to happen after this assembly has gotten back to where you came from. I'm telling you, your city will never be the same again. Your family will never be the same again. Your meetings will never be the same again after this extraordinary experience. When you talk to a customer, I'm telling you, they will never be the same again. When you have a training class, it's not going to be like the training classes you had before you got here. After this experience, it's going to be a whole new deal. I can't wait to watch it all unfold. Fantastic. The distributors now is what has made Herbalife come alive. The distributors that tell the story, the distributors that conduct the meetings, the distributors that take the products to the marketplace. I couldn't be more proud of a group of people than I am of you. The stories you've collected, the products you've sold, the times you've been out there when it wasn't that easy to get the job done, when people around you told you that you were crazy or that it wasn't going to work for you, or what gave you a clue that you could become successful. Yeah, Herbalife talks about getting rich, but it's not going to happen to you. I'm telling you, all of you in this room have been out there working in spite of all of that. And when the weather was bad and the nights were long and the criticism was deep, you went out there and did it anyway. And I'm telling you, the magic of Herbalife is sitting right here in this room. And I want to congratulate you for that. It's your hands that make it work. It's your voice that make it work. It's your words that give the dream content so that somebody can understand it, so that somebody can see it, so that someone can act on it. That's the part you play. And those are the 4 reasons why Herbalife is so tremendously successful. Leadership, products, marketing, and the hands and the voices of the distributors who take it to the marketplace.